What up, everybody? When Tariq first got his new Porsche, of course I was happy he finally got wheels, but I was also thinking he must really be trying to be like his uncle Tommy. Of course, Tommy drives around in a very recognizable old school blue Mustang. Especially with Tommy supposed to be dead, he should have grown his hair out, grown some facial hair, and switched up his car. At least for the first few years until people have forgot about him. Now Tariq was following in his footsteps, driving around in a very recognizable blue Porsche. Now keep in mind most drug dealers are trying to be somewhat low-key, and if they have a whip like that, it's still not their day-to-day vehicle. I've even known drug dealers who would switch their whips up every couple weeks. But one night returning to campus, 2-Bit was waiting for Tariq. And it's been 2 years since we last saw 2-Bit, so there's no telling what he has been up to. Guarantee he's still in the streets in some type of way, but he might have been laying low also. Because as far as we know, he doesn't have a plug right now, but he might have found one. 2-Bit was no small timer in the game. Before he got locked up, he was a premiera for Tommy Egan. And Tommy did not front the product. His people had to pay up front. And the price needed to get in was $500,000. We know this from a conversation with Kanan. When Kanan wanted back in the game, Tommy told him he would have to pay $500,000 up front just like everyone else. Kanan ended up robbing one of Dre's shipments at the time to get in. And I'm pretty sure that he got the drop on the shipment from 2-Bit. When 2-Bit got locked up, it was during a meeting at Tommy's warehouse. So there's a good chance that he was busted after paying his money up front and lost his money. This would explain why they were so mad when they got arrested and thought Tommy had set them up. Because he wouldn't have just been setting them up, he would have also been walking away with their money too. So you would think that 2-Bit had enough money put back from before he got locked up to sit back in a minute and lay low. Not to mention he took 20 bands from Tariq for what Ghost owed him. But when 2-Bit came to collect his 20 bands from Tariq, he found Reek being attacked by GTG member Bars at the Stansfield pool, and 2-Bit drowned Bars to save Tariq. Afterwards, he told Tariq that he owed him another 20 to 30 more bands for saving him. While drowning Bars, the Rolex that 2-Bit stole from Ghost got ruined. Keep this in mind as I proceed with this video, because I believe this to be an Easter egg of things to come. But 2-Bit never returned to Stansfield to collect. Not for almost 2 more years when a better opportunity presented itself. This tell me 2-Bit did have money put back, that he was not pressed for money. That's why he never even bothered to come back to collect the 20 bands that Tariq owed him. So now 2-Bit has returned, and in exchange for Tasha's location, he took Tariq's Porsche. I'm not sure of all the details of this exchange, because 2-Bit was initially asking for 100 bands, but Tariq offered him some product and some guns. So when 2-Bit told him he wanted the car, I'm guessing that was worth the 100 bands. But I'm not sure if Tariq still might owe 2-Bit some product and guns also. But it was this information that Tariq used to find Tasha and get the drop on Tommy to save his mom. Now that things have been made right with Tommy, would Tariq tell Tommy that one of his former soldiers has been extorting money from him? I've heard people say that Tariq doesn't know that Tommy and 2-Bit are connected, but he does. I know of at least one time. When Tariq was stealing product from Tommy's warehouse, 2-Bit and the crew came in to re-up or whatever, and Tariq saw them all and had to hide. And once 2-Bit initially stormed into Tariq's dorm room, it only took Tariq a few seconds to figure out who 2-Bit was, and that he was also wearing Ghost's Rolex. Ironically, 2-Bit was the person initially blamed for stealing the product that Tariq stole. With that being said, I don't think Tariq would turn to Tommy concerning 2-Bit, because at the end of the day, 2-Bit has saved both Tariq and Tasha's lives. Plus, Tariq has bigger problems. A war with the Tejadas, Noma, and Effie. Getting me to the highly identifiable blue Porsche 2-Bit is riding around in now. The same car that all Tariq's ops think he is riding around in. Notice when Reek was riding around in the hoopty, not one person asked what happened to the Porsche. They just assumed Tariq got a second car to be low-key. Now also keep in mind that 2-Bit is from Queens. He came up as part of Dre's crew when Kanan first got out of jail. They were always hanging out at a soul food restaurant. I'm not sure what happened to this restaurant. I believe Dre initially owned it, so 2-Bit might have taken it over. When Kanan first got out of prison, him and Tommy wiped out an entire gang called the RSK. The RSK moved weight for Ghost and Tommy in Queens. When they were wiped out, Kanan took over his old stomping ground of Queens, and 2-Bit was one of the soldiers. Now keep in mind that the Tejadas are also from Queens. Now Queens is no small town. It has a population of over 2 million. But there's also a chance that the Tejadas and 2-Bit at least know of each other, especially since they're in the same line of work. Now 2-Bit is going to be driving around in the car of a man who has a target on his back. But 2-Bit wants all the smoke. I believe this is what's going to bring 2-Bit back into the mix on Ghost. Kane especially wants to kill Tariq for shooting his mom and will have even more motivation now that Braden has shot at him. One power law Kane loves to use is power law 26. Keep your hands clean. But oftentimes he picks the wrong person to do the job, or things don't go as planned. Bars and Braden are examples of this. Braden twice. So Kane will put a hit out on Tariq, while let the hitter also know what kind of car he drives around in, a blue Porsche. When the hitter sees the car, he will spray it up with 2-Bit in the car. To make things interesting, Scrappy's mom will be in the car, who 2-Bit is supposed to be taken care of after getting Scrappy killed for snitching. And she will get shot and killed, giving 2-Bit the motivation to join the war. Power loves having innocent victims get killed in the crossfire. Gloria, Raina, and Kenya to name a few. So 2-Bit will either track down the hitter and force him to say who sent him, or he will turn to Tariq to find out who wants him dead. Only to find out it was the same man who wanted him dead when he saved him at the Stansfield pool. There's also a good chance that Kane will tell the hitter to grab Tariq and bring Reek to him. I told you to keep in mind about the Rolex that he stole from Ghost that was destroyed in the pool. Now the Porsche he took from Tariq is going to be messed up from all the bullets. Tariq at least better hope that it goes down like this, because he's going to need some soldiers to fight this war. Otherwise, he's going to have to get out of town for a minute. This would not be the first time a fancy blue car got sprayed up in the case of mistaken identity. After Tommy killed Angela, Ghost wanted revenge and sprayed up Tommy's blue Mustang thinking he was killing Tommy, only to kill one of Jason's soldiers who was pulling Tommy's car around for him to see if Ghost was following Tommy. So with all that being said, I can't go without saying that there's also a chance that 2-Bit will get killed when the Tejadas spray up that Porsche. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.